Hello everyone, and welcome to this stream actually on the amazing opportunity of Corsair and Amplivo that it's covered about a month and a half ago, and it's totally changed my vision of the world because now I have a project in which I can put all of what I know and all of what I desire for the new world to come, which is going to be a world of respect for life, a world of depollution, a world of simple life, actually, the way it was intended to be. Because the societies in which we live have just polluted everything, started with our minds, with this scarcity mindset in which we've been put, and the fear of lack. The fear of lacking money, the fear of lacking security, the fear of lacking freedom even. And therefore, we are fueled by fear rather than living on our own stock, which is love. And so we're always running after something which we think we need, but all we need is life. And life is bountiful. Life is just abundant. So this project brings us back to our natural abundance, which is simply to be alive. And therefore we are currently getting our lives back. And this project is an incredible opportunity to do so in the most simple and straightforward way by depolluting the planet. And let me tell you something. This is the most amazing project I've ever been involved in. And I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's this company named Amplivo. Actually, it's part of a group named Corsair. And so Corsair and Amplivo have literally found a solution to depollute the world, and starting with plastic pollution, which is a huge problem. Plastic waste, it's everywhere. Everywhere you look, you will see plastic waste. I was today in working in a construction site, doing some earthback building, and all around it's full of plastic waste. So it's a huge problem. I'll show you a few slides. You'll see how big it is. I mean, you certainly know it, but the great news is that there is a solution. That solution, the Corsair Group International, which is a company that started in Thailand back in 2020, so very recently, about 4 years ago, they've come up with a great solution that I'll explain to you in minute detail in the coming slides. And so where this company has really played a genius move, actually two genius moves. The first one is that besides their industrial activity, which is to recycle plastic, they've created what they call the revolution, but I call it the re-evolution towards our true nature, which is abundance. And it's done through the CSR Plastic Credits, which are tokens. You've all heard about Bitcoin. Well, this is kind of the same. It's not exactly meant to do the same thing, because this is rather a proof of the recycling of plastic. It serves as a digital proof of the actual recycling of plastic waste. But I'll tell you much more about that in a moment. And so the second move was this incredible opportunity they've created for us, for me, for you, for everyone who resonates with this project. It's the Amplivo business opportunity, which is basically an MLM, multi-level marketing, dedicated to recycling plastic waste. It's just insane. It's never been done before. To actually back an industrial project that's already bringing money. I'll explain to you in detail what they do. They're already making money in that way with their industrial project, recycling plastic. And on top of that, they have created this service business based on selling plastic neutrality packages that are actually meant to recycle the plastic. And in exchange, people like you, like me, who decide to contribute to this recycling, get this digital asset, which is the CSR Plastic Credit. And where the second genius move is that they've done it in an MLM way. That is, if I introduce you to the opportunity, I get a cut on the purchases that you make. And if you, in your turn, introduce it to somebody else, you get a cut, of course, and I get a cut too. And the person who introduced me also gets a cut. So let me put it straight right from the onset. This is not a Ponzi scheme. Many people confuse MLM, multi-level marketing, with what we call, in a derogatory way, what we call pyramidal schemes, pyramidal systems. Everything is pyramidal in essence, but Why? Because in nature, everything works that way. You take just one seed of any tree, and then you plant it. It's going to create one tree, of course, but then many fruits. And each one of those fruits will also create many seeds, and therefore many trees. So it's all pyramidal. It just starts with one and just goes to many. This is the way nature works. So when we talk about a pyramidal scheme in a derogatory way, we're actually referring to a Ponzi scheme, which is actually illegal. And this is far from being illegal, and you'll see we have the proofs actually I mean, we have all the documentation and all the reasons to prove that this is far from being illegal. This is very much legal and very much profitable. So anyways, just to tell you that the opportunity is that we, you, me, anyone can get to profit from this business. So first things first, who am I to tell you about all of this? Like, why would you listen to me? Well, to put things simply, I've always been looking for a better way to live. I've always been looking for the best way to spend my time. So in my early teenage years, I was doing business, selling phones and unlocking them and doing all kinds of things with electronics and stuff. And then in my early 20s, I got passionate for trading. It was insanely interesting. Much more interesting than anything else I had seen so far. And so I got into trading and I was speculating, and I just did not realize just how damaging it was to the world until I had the experience. And I spent a little more than 6 months in that, and I was like, over, that's it, I got it. I got the message. So I went into humanitarian work with a great organization that's still exists. No, that does not exist anymore for a few years. It's not existing anymore, but it existed for a long time. So it was called the Full Belly Project. And I was running all over the world. I mean, in Africa and in Europe, as far as I'm concerned, but I had friends in Latin America and others in Southeast Asia. And we were involved with bringing to populations, to local populations, what we call appropriate technologies. So it was based on peanut shelling machines, so helping people grow more peanuts because it fixes nitrogen in the soil, so it's very good actually for soils. But then it's not as rewarding as a crop like cotton, which brings more money because they can value it more easily. For peanuts, you have to shell them, so by hand it takes a lot of time. So anyways, just to make a long story short, I've been involved with trying to look for solutions to improve the world as a trader, making a lot of money to then change the world. I saw that way of making money was not right, so I switched to that kind of stuff. And then in the early 2010s, actually more towards 2009, 8, 9, I switched towards carbon finance, which was kind of bringing everything together. So I got a degree from the University of Paris-Dauphine, which is the top economics university of France. And that degree was a research master's into economics of climate change and energy. I was in Copenhagen. I was the president of the Association of the Master Energy Finance Carbon students. I was really involved in all of that. I was going to do a PhD, and then I backed off again. You know, it's always search and find something. And when I find, I kind of search even more and try to find the thing that does not work. And this is how I evolve. I evolve by just search and reiterate and just keep on searching. And I think that this project that I find really is the project I was looking for. It brings everything together. It makes me feel like at last, of course, I'm always vigilant. There might be something I'm not seeing yet, but you can be sure that when I see it, I will let you know, because I will be the first one to recognize that I was wrong. But so far, so good. So why am I so excited? Because about 20 years ago, when I first got involved, a little less, about 15 years ago, when I first got involved with carbon credits and carbon market, etc. It was really its infancy. It's not even represented in that slide here. So it's starting in 2016. I was involved in that in 2009. And few people were interested in that and few people were talking about it. I mean, we were starting. But now, look, in the past 5 years, the value of the carbon credit has multiplied by 40-fold. 40-fold. And what's absolutely incredible about this project that I'm telling you about right now, the plastic credit market, is that it's not even in its infancy. It's not even in its infancy. In its pre-infancy, this is where it is. Because there is not even a single regulation yet at the global level. There is some in Europe, but not necessarily using the tool of plastic credit. But let's say that we are like right there at the beginning. This is where we stand right now. So it is definitely a project that is for pioneers. And if you understand how much potential there is, I think that you would become like me, a bit sleepless. I mean, with the background that I have and with what I know, since I discovered this project about a month and a half ago, it's become my main focus, which does not mean that I have left the rest, because I have all the other responsibility I had before, the responsibilities, so I still have them. But I have this on top of it. So this made me a very sleepless guy, actually, for the past month and a half. But it's all good, because the problem is so big that it requires big means. Because plastic pollution is actually devastating. It's polluting everything. It's polluting the oceans. It's polluting the land. It's polluting the water streams. It's polluting the oceans, of course. It's polluting the wildlife. It's polluting everything. And it takes an insanely long time for any piece of plastic to biodegrade into, again, what it was originally, that is just mineral matter. It takes a long time to reintegrate into nature. So in the meantime, it's polluting. So even if it biodegrades, it often biodegrades into microplastic, which we then find into the water and into the foods that we eat, and therefore into our bodies. They say that we eat up every week the equivalent of one credit card. One credit card of plastic that we eat up without knowing, of course, but in the food, in the water and everything, in terms of quantity of microplastics. So I'll let you imagine just how much of the health problems that we have in the world might or could be related to microplastic. Anyways, see that little styrofoam cup that you drink from? 50 years for it to biodegrade. An aluminum can, which has a kind of condom in it, if you actually remove that aluminum, inside there is a kind of plastic coated, like a condom, really. I saw a video, I was shocked. I was like, oh really, this is the way it looks, all right. In the aluminum cans, so 200 years for it to biodegrade. A nappy, diapers, 450 years, right? You might just realize all the diapers that have been used for you, or that you might have used for your kids. 450 years. Plastic bowl, 450 years. And the king of them all, the plastic toothbrush. That little plastic toothbrush, that hard plastic, that one is the one that takes the longest time to biodegrade, 500 years. So, of course, I would not be happy about these numbers if there was no solution. I'm pretty happy actually today. I'm very excited because I know that there is a solution. The solution is all like the world. It's to recycle. You know, there is no such thing as away, like in the sense of throwing away in life, in nature. No, nothing gets thrown away. It's not because you're not seeing it that it does not exist anymore. It's right there. It's just that you don't see it. So recycling is the solution. I'm not saying that we should not reduce our consumption. Of course, the more the best energy, as we say in the field, is the energy that you don't use, right? The best source of energy is the energy that you don't use. So same thing for plastic, but unfortunately, the production of plastic is bound to keep on growing. I'll show you a slide later in the world, because that's where the societies are headed. They're headed towards an increase of plastic production. So the solution is simple: it's to recycle, but not all recycling methods are equal. Some are less actually productive. Some are less respectful of the commodity of the waste material. So The best way of recycling plastic waste is called pyrolysis. It's not a new technology, but this company Corsair, the Corsair Group International, has definitely improved that process to make the best actually kind of plastic oil possible. That plastic oil, that advanced bio oil, is very valuable. Companies like Shell, which is one of the biggest partners, if not the biggest partner of the Corsair Group International, is actually buying that oil at a premium price. I think it's about €2 per liter, because that allows them to actually comply with their obligations in terms of CSR, of corporate societal responsibility, to actually show that what we call negative externalities, which is everything that a business has to pollutes in the environment or in society to actually do its business, well, they are reintegrate those negative externalities to actually pay for them. So that's one way. They buy this advanced bio oil and they turn it into new plastic. So it's a very, very concrete and very effective and profitable solution for recycling plastic waste. So it's so profitable that Corsair is actually building new facilities all over the world. Right now they have 2 facilities in Thailand, one in Finland. They're building one in the US, in Florida, in Canada, in the UK, in Italy, and in many other places. There are other projects that are actually in development. There are 144 projects that are currently under either validation or development throughout the world. So by the year 2030, the plan is to produce 1 billion liters of advanced bio oil just for Corsair. Just for Corsair. And actually, right now in the world, I think the number is somewhere around 40 million liters of advanced bio oil that are produced through pyrolysis. So the demand is huge, because 1 billion is still nothing as compared to all the plastic that's being produced every year, and that they need actually to compensate for, because there are going to be regulations coming in. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So what makes Corsair actually be qualified to justify actually the efficiency of their processes is that, of course, they can say, yes, we are actually a very we are doing a good job, etc. But it's not enough what we say. What matters is that what we do is actually complies with some international standards. So there is this ISCC organization, which is the International Sustainability and Carbon something certification, something like that, plus. And it's a very prestigious certification that actually not any company can get. So Corsair is ISCC Plus certified, and that's why oil companies like Shell want and need to buy advanced bio oil from ISCC certified companies. So they have actually a highway in front of them. Corsair is definitely going to be making more and more and more money every month, every year. Why is this interesting? Because plastic companies that are producing plastic, are already in Europe required by law to use 30% recycled plastic in the production of new plastic. But it's going to become something that's going to apply throughout the world. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So anyways, just know that there is a huge demand for this advanced bio oil. And where is it interesting for us? It's interesting because every time Corsair recycles plastic waste into advanced bio oil, CSR plastic credits are distributed on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain, which is the second biggest blockchain in the world after the Bitcoin, I believe. And these CSR credits are what we actually can get when, as individuals or companies, if you have a company, we can actually buy these CSR credits through the plastic neutrality packages. I mean, obtain those CSR credits through plastic neutrality packages that we buy to actually offset our plastic footprint and go plastic neutral by using these CSR plastic credits. And more companies are taking on this corporate societal responsibility more and more seriously and becoming certified plastic neutral. So it is something that we as individuals can do, and companies can do it too. Right now, they have many companies all over the world that are buying these CSR credits. Many of them are based in Thailand, but not only. There are, for example, Michelin or Ibis or Mercure or Lexus or Toyota, Isuzu, Novoda, many companies that we know, but many that we don't know because a lot of those companies are based in Thailand. But you're going to see them more and more on the shelves in your supermarket. You're going to see more and more this little flower of life, which is the symbol of the CSR credits, by companies actually showing that they are plastic neutral, because it's all a matter of image. For now, there is no obligation, so it's all a matter of image. But it's soon going to become an obligation, because the UN Plastic Pollution Treaty is something that should have come in place right now in 2024, but as usual, and honestly, having been part of the whole masquerade of carbon credits and carbon footprint offsets, all of these things, I can tell you this is just a big theater scene for governments to just put off a big show. So that's, they hold us in suspense, but we really know what's going to happen in the end. In the end, there's going to be a treaty, and that treaty will be as complacent as possible to the industrialized countries, while still giving the developing countries, so-called developing countries, some tools, some schemes to receive more money, because they need to justify their ability to develop economically without being hindered by this additional tax that would be this plastic credit. But the tool that is most likely going to be used is going to be the plastic credit, because this is the one tool that brings everything together that allows money transfers to be made. So Corsair is definitely very well placed for that. But more about that in a moment. Just remember one thing, is that since 2022, we knew that there should be a global plastics treaty by the end of 2024. So it was normally supposed to be in Busan in South Korea, that a few oil, petrostates, and plastic-producing nations who were seeking a voluntary treaty focused on waste reduction, blocked about 100 plus higher ambition nations seeking a binding treaty with limits on plastic production. But as I told you, it's just theater. So this is going to end up happening. It does not matter what are going to be the cursor in terms of who pays how much for what. There is going to be one tool, and that tool is most likely going to be the plastic credit. So just know one thing, is that the toxic chemicals that are used in plastics are the problem, and this should definitely be organized with a binding treaty that kind of forbids or organizes the use of that. But the fact that there is going to be recycling in the whole treaty, that's indispensable. Actually, there is already one country in the world, the Philippines, who have already put in place a mandatory offset of pollution. So from now on, they've already obliged their companies to offset by 40% their plastic production. So that means that for every kilogram of plastic that's produced in the Philippines, 400 grams must come from recycled plastic. And this is the direction that's going to take throughout the world. There is no other way, because plastic production is nowhere to go away. It's here to stay. I'm not saying fortunately or unfortunately, this is the way it is. Plastic is everywhere. It's nowhere to go away. So why is this interesting for us? Well, this is interesting for us because when you purchase a plastic neutral package from Amplivo, which is this company from the Corsair group, which is in charge of selling these PNPs, these plastic neutrality packages. When you purchase these PNPs from Amplivo, you're basically giving an order to Corsair to go out in the environment and remove plastic waste and convert it into advanced bio. So they pay people to actually go and collect that plastic waste that was polluting water streams and the oceans and whatnot. They're paying those people, they're putting it into their pyrolysis machines and converting it into advanced bio oil, which they then sell to Shell or other companies. And you then receive a CSR plastic credit as a digital proof of that order that you gave to go and recycle that plastic. So you're the order giver, so you're the one who owns the CSR. Corsair owns the oil that they sell, and you own the CSR, which you can then sell in your own turn. So this is very interesting. I'll tell you more about this in a moment, but there is a second opportunity that is also very interesting for you if you feel like you are drawn to this, because I am totally drawn to this. I'm totally seduced by this business. So if it also resonates with you, then there is a second opportunity besides getting the CSR credits, which are going to be appreciating in value. The value, I'll show you a few graphs. You'll see how the value has been exploding these last few days since last week. There is also a second opportunity, which is the Amplivo business opportunity. So you could be an Amplivo business partner, just like I am right now. And for that, all you have to do is purchase your Amplivo business license, which costs only 10 euros a year. And then you can also help individuals and companies to go plastic neutral, and you earn commissions on each package that they buy. And as you are also introducing, since it's an MLM business, multi-level marketing business, as you are introducing other Amplivo partners, you are also earning commissions on the packages that their customers buy. And it can become very, very profitable very fast. So as an Amplivo partner, you would receive commissions by selling plastic waste removal packages, so PNPs, but also receiving additional compensation on packages that are sold by your network. And this is where it becomes very interesting, because very fast, actually, you could have more income generated by people that you don't even know, because they might be on the 4th or 5th level of your network or even more. So you don't know them personally. And what matters actually in the end is not the people that you know, but the people that you know. These become very interesting because it can go extremely fast. Extremely, extremely fast. Imagine me, I tell you about this right now, and you go and you tell about it to 10 people over the course of the next month. And these 10 people, it resonates with them. And they also go out and tell themselves 10 more people. And there you go, month after month, year after year. I'll let you imagine how profitable it can become if you are actually getting commissions on each one of those sales. But how much are the commissions? Of course, well, they're also extremely interesting. Why? Because Corsair is already making money on the oil that they're selling. It means that this is not like your average MLM business in which companies have to put high pressure on the partners. They call them independent partners, but they're not that independent, because if they stop selling, they stop getting, they lose their ranking, and so they have less commissions, so they have high pressure. There are so many businesses that do MLM, some which are great and others which are less great. So MLM has this kind of wishy-washy kind of image most of the time. When people hear MLM, they're like, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme. Or no, a Ponzi scheme would be if you need to get new people in to pay the old ones, the older ones. So if you would need new people to invest to compensate the former investors, that's illegal. That's totally illegal. But in this case, this is not what we're doing. We're not selling investment products. What we are selling is recycling services. And those recycling services are extremely valuable because Corsair makes money out of it. So they don't need us to make money. They're already making money. With the money that we allow them to make, they can actually give us a great commission. So 12% on the first level, 8% on the second level, and 8% on the third level. And then there are other levels, which I'll show you in a moment. And the commissions are paid in your account weekly. Right now, since I started, I earned about 2,000 euros, roughly, about 1,800, something like that, in about a month and so. In about a month, which is pretty okay. It's pretty okay if you ask me. And that's just the beginning. And that's without counting the CSR credits. Of course, I've been working a lot. I'm not saying that you have to do that, because I've really worked my ass off. It's far from being over. I love this project so much that, trust me, I don't mind putting in the hours. Then after, I just need to sleep. It's not really about money. I mean, money is good, of course. It allows me to do many things, but it's really about the opportunity. This is an incredible opportunity to actually change the world. To re-depollute ourselves at all levels, mental, emotional, physical, planetary. This is the best project I've ever had a chance to get involved in at all levels. So I'm really excited. Anyways, just to tell you that Amplivo can compensate us. I mean, Corsair can compensate the Amplivo partners very generously. And actually, there are other levels that you get to unlock once you reach a certain business volume. The level 4, level 5, where you also touch 5% on the 4th and 5th level. Then there are also matching bonuses. When you actually reach a certain amount of business, you also get like another commission on top of the volume of your whole team, etc., plus infinite start bonuses. I mean, it's very generous, and I'm just getting started on that. So why would you want to get involved in that? Well, it's simple. This is a future multi-billion dollar industry. This is going to be one of the biggest industries of the new world. This new world that's to come, where we are remunerated, we are compensated just for being ourselves, just for speaking our truth. The same way that we've been polluted and polluting in the past, the same way we've been polluted in the past, we're going to get depolluted by our own doing, by our own actions, by the simple fact of amplifying the voice of this very innovative company that is the Corsair Group International, just by amplifying the voice, by touching other people in their hearts and allowing them to profit from this opportunity too. Because why would we be paying for the polluters doing? They should be paying. The principles of the polluter payer. The polluter should pay. So the polluters are going to be paying, because look at this graph. Plastic production is nowhere to go away. Since 2000, between 2000 and 2020, we've produced as much plastic since the invention of plastic in 1950. So between 1950 and 2000, there has been a certain amount of plastic. Between 2000 and 2020, the same amount, actually more, 56%. And right now, since 2020 until 2027, that is for 7 years, during these 7 years, we're going to be producing as much. That means that by 2050, we will have produced 3 times as much as what's been taking place from between 1950 and 2000 and between 2000 and 2020. This is exploding, actually. So plastic is nowhere to go away. And if we don't accept that, then we are unfortunately living in a totally delusional reality. The reality is that plastic is nowhere to go away. So I'm not saying that we should not be reducing our production, our consumption. We should, of course. But let's not believe for 1 second that by just reducing my plastic consumption, I'm going to change anything in the world. What changes anything in this world is money. It's money. Companies don't care about good promises. Companies care about the bottom line, and governments too, and individuals too, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. So if you realize that the more we depollute the planet, the more money we make, how can it get any better? Anyways, I'm all in as far as I'm concerned. And as you know, recycling demand will definitely increase as new regulation come into force, and this is just a matter of time. So if you decide that you want to become an Amplivo partner, it's pretty fast, it's pretty easy. Just reach out to me, I send you my sponsor link, you become an affiliate of Amplivo. If you want to just buy your PNPs, your plastic neutrality packages, which I recommend you do, because you would get those CSRs, which are extremely valuable, especially the CSRs that we are getting right now, the original CSRs. I can tell you much more about that if you're interested. But it's very simple. You register using my referral link, you activate your business license for only 10 euros. And now, when you become a business partner, you can share your own link and get people, as they buy their own PNPs, to actually give you a commission on that. You get 12% on your direct sales, and then 8% as you yourself are finding partners who are going to be doing the same. You'll get 8% on their sales, and 8% on the sales of their own affiliates, and so on and so forth. So it's a very, very profitable opportunity for those who are willing to actually putting a little bit of, let's say, a little bit of attention into understanding the opportunity. And as I told you, the original CSR, which is the one that's going to be emitted until December 31st, is extremely valuable, because it's going to be discontinued. Actually, let me tell you about it. It's going to be discontinued after December 31st. It's going to become actually a class asset of its own. That is, it's going to become kind of like the Bitcoin, for which there is only a limited amount of it, and then its value keeps on growing. Why? Because the demand keeps on growing. And how is Corsair going to make sure that demand keeps on growing? They have announced a buyback program. Just like when Apple buys back its shares to push up its price, it's basically a very strong signal that they're sending out to the market saying, hey, we have great faith in the future of our company. So you know what? All these shares that we've put out in the world so that we could actually raise money, we want them back because we're sure that tomorrow they're going to be worth more. So what Corsair said is that 10% of the sales of their pyrolysis oil is going to be dedicated to a buyback program of CSRs on the market starting from June 2025. Sorry, January, what June? January 2025. So by the end of 2025, what's projected is that between $250 million will be allocated each month to buying back CSR credits. This guarantees a constantly increasing buy pressure on this asset over the coming decades. This is nowhere to go. Also, it's not just for 2025. It's also for every single year, every single month for the years to come. So this is bound to make the price go up because as companies keep on purchasing the CSR to become plastic neutral, as Corsair keeps on buying CSR credits, to pay Amplivo partners because 30% of the commissions are paying CSR, and please, yes, give me more. I want as many CSRs as I can get. I've got about 6 million CSRs right now, and I want to reach 10 million by the end of the year. And that's thanks to all the bonuses, which are actually allowing me to get many, many more CSR credits. I'll show you a little more about that in a moment. And of course, Corsair, when they sell their pyrolysis oil to big companies just like Shell, well, they've committed to buy the equivalent of 10% of their sales in terms of in CSRs every month. So this is bound to keep the price going up and up and up. The only reason why the price would go down is when individuals, just like you, just like me, sell their CSR at a profit or even at a loss on the market. That's the only actually downward pressure influence there can be on the price. All the rest is companies purchasing CSRs to actually compensate for their plastic footprint, or Corsair buying CSRs to actually pay commissions to their partners, or from that buyback program for pyrolysis oil. So this is bound to go up. The CSR credit is bound to go up. There is no other way. It's so low right now, it's undervalued. It's insanely undervalued. I'll show you a graph, especially if you have questions about that, to show you just how undervalued it is. So the CSR, the original CSR, will definitely outgrow its role as a plastic credit to become an asset class of its own. Its market price will become defined by just two factors. The first one being the industrial growth of the Corsair group, the rate of the industrial growth. The faster the group will grow, the higher their revenue will be, the more money will be pouring every month on the CSR markets. And the second factor is the confidence that the community that owns CSRs, me, you, everybody who will have bought PNPs, or companies also who will be buying CSR credits directly, or because at some point, since there will be no upper limit to the price of the CSR, it could be 50 euro cents, 1 euro, 10 euros, 100 euros. It's just a matter of time. Really? When the price is going to become so interesting, or rather the growth of the asset will become so interesting, not only it's going to be people who buy PNPs like you and me, or companies that buy to offset their plastic footprint. No, it's definitely going to be speculators and investors who are be pouring money in. So the prices will definitely spike up. This is obvious, especially if you consider the coming progression in terms of expansion of the Corsair group. And as you know, the buyback program. So if you have 144 factories all around the world, I'll let you imagine how much money that is per month. If currently it's only 3 factories that are producing all the oil that Corsair is able to put out, and at some point you have 144. I mean, it's going to be progressive, of course, but right now with all the money that we're buying PNPs with, Corsair is getting a lot of money. So that allows them to actually expand in their industrial growth Plus, they have planned to actually go public also within 36 months from now, so within 3 years from now. So what can you do right now? The first thing you can do is create your Amplivo account. Second thing you can do is buy your PNPs, especially considering that right now there is a very interesting bonus, which is something that is quite unique because you get to have a bonus of 300. No, sorry, we're not at 300% anymore. That was last week. Right now, I think today we certainly are at 280%. Yeah. No, 275%. Yeah. Today you get 275% of bonus, which is extremely interesting still. And tomorrow it will be 270%. And then on Saturday we start being at 265%. So each day we lose 5% until December 31st, where it's going to be at 200%. So it's a very interesting opportunity because the moment you buy, you actually right away are profitable. Because when you buy your PNP, there is an equivalent in terms of CSR credits. And so those CSR credits that you are getting, you're getting them basically at a discount based to the current market price. So the moment that you buy, when your CSRs will be delivered to you in roughly 10 months, you are already in the money. That means that you're not losing money. It's quite the opposite. You've already made money just by purchasing right now as a pioneer, as one of the first ones to trust the future of this project, because it's been going for 4 years now, and this startup, because it's a startup, has such great ambitions that the pioneers that we are will definitely be compensated for their faith, for their courage, for their trust, and it's just a matter of time before all of this becomes so valuable that yeah, you're gonna realize just how big of an opportunity it was. So that's the second thing you can do. And of course, the third thing you can do if you want is to purchase your business license and start recommending the opportunity to your friends, your family, your relatives, everyone that you feel, or even perfect strangers, everyone that you feel that could be benefiting from this opportunity. Actually, it's pretty much everyone, because each one of us is impacted by plastic. Each one of us is impacted by plastic pollution. And each one of us has definitely an interest in making some money. So if you can depollute the planet while generating an income, a very, very actually interesting income, without being bound by a 9-to-5 job and doing so much good, why wouldn't you do it? If you have some money, put it in. If you don't have money, you have your voice. That's enough too. So yeah, please, if you have any question, I'm all ears. And if you have any remarks, any objections, you can turn on your camera if you want, or you're gonna show up on the camera. There is gonna be a replay available on YouTube. If you don't want to show up on the camera, you can just turn on your microphone, and that will do the job too. If you have no questions, then that means that it was a great presentation, and I thank you. It means that everything is clear, which would be surprising, but why not? So I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see. Where is... Okay, here we go. So I hope you can still see my screen. No, here you should be able to see it. Okay, so here is a graph that shows you the evolution of the CSR market price for the past year. I mean, for since its inception, actually. This is the all-time chart. So as you can see here, it started at $0.05168. So roughly $4 cents. Magli, you want to say something?
No, I think you answered all my questions. Thank you for the moment.
Woo! Yeah, please don't hesitate if you have any question of regarding anything, whether it's at a theoretical level or at a practical level, how to do this, how to do that on the Amplivo website, which is not great so far. It's really not that good, but we are working on something to make the whole experience more streamlined. So yeah, don't hesitate if there is anything practical that you would like to get an answer on. Anyways, I'm gonna show you right now, I'm gonna finish showing you rather the evolution of the price. So it opened at 0.04168, so roughly $4. It went down, why? Because the project was too early to market. So this is in 2022, there is no regulation yet, we just know that there is going to be a regulation by the end of 2024. So the price goes down. Of course, when a big company purchases, a company purchases some CSR credits, price goes up. So what happens when the price goes up? Well, people sell. That's normal. People take their profits. What happens again when the price actually goes down? Well, it does not go down anymore because it's too low. See, here it got kind of solidified around, let's say, 1 cent. And then again, a company purchases a lot of CSRs. Bam, it goes up. Again, people start selling quietly, goes back down. Look, around one cent again. Then a big purchase again, goes up, then goes down. It's not going much lower than 1 cent. Look what happened here. It went so low. People scooped up lots of CSR here, of course. And then, boom, spiked back up. And again came here. So there is here what we call a support. This is a support. It's not going to go lower than this. And even if it goes lower, people are going to scoop it up, it goes back up. So right now, we're purchasing it, when we're purchasing our PNPs, we're purchasing it here at 1.3 euro cents. Dollar, euro, it's pretty much the same. The search is in euros, but in the Amplivo here, you can see it's at 1.3 euro cents, right? But it's pretty much the same, whether it's cent or dollar, pretty much the same. So let's say that you're getting it here at 1.3 euro cent, but you're getting it at a 275 today percent bonus, which means that you divide this by actually 3.75 because it's a bonus, it's on top. So you divide 1.3 cents by 0.375, and that gives you, or you multiply it rather, you multiply it. So 1.3 divided by, what did I say? By 0.375. And you're roughly getting the credit for 0.3 cents. 0.3, which means that you're already making a big profit. Even if it goes down to here, it has to go here, underneath here, for you to start losing money. It has to go down underneath here. It's not going here, if you can see. It has to go to this line, basically, for you to start losing money. It's not. It's not going there. It's actually going here. Because last week, it spiked up to its all-time high, which was 0.075 here, 1.4, which was huge because it's higher than the all-time high. It's higher, sorry, than the inception price. This is the all-time high. And then it came back down. Why? Because people take their profits. That's normal. That's how the markets work. I was not involved in speculation for the past 15 years because more for the past nearly 20 years, 18 years. Because I think speculation destroys the world. But this is different. Because the more money you make, the more you depollute the planet. So let's bring all the speculators. I want all the crypto guys. This is not a crypto project. Actually, many of the crypto guys kind of are a bit, let's say, they're not feeling very bullish about this project for a simple reason that some things which are crypto things which I don't understand a thing to, honestly. I'm not interested neither in crypto nor in speculation, but I'm very much interested in life. And plastic pollution has been hindering life. And the rat race of having to make money has also been hindering life because people are held prisoners of their 9 to 5 jobs or their side hustles just to make a buck or two. So I'm very, very interested in this project where there is so much pollution. And the more we depollute the planet, the more we depollute our minds from a scarcity mindset. And we depollute our emotional bodies from the fear of lacking money or this or that. So it's a project that interests me a lot, and I don't mind it if speculators and crypto people come, because the more money starts pouring into this, the more the value is going to go high. And the more the value is going to go high, the more factories are going to get built so that we can actually depollute the planet faster. So it's extremely, extremely virtuous in terms of potential, and I'm all for it right now. So as you can see here, it's spiked up here. This is what we call a flag here. If you look at it at the 1 year level, or at an all-time level, you're going to see that this formation here with this long spike down here was actually preparing for this boom, big spike up. And then now it's going to go back slowly but surely up. And then at some point again, it's going to spike up. There is no other way it can go. So when you understand this, right now you're already touching it at less than, like here, 0.3 cents. So look how much value there is already that you would be getting. It's already at 0.2. Sorry, at 2 cents. So from 0.3 to 2, that's about 7 times more, 6-7 times more. You're already making a huge profit just like this, even if it does not go higher up, but it's gonna go higher. That's why right now I have about 6 million credits that I own. They're already mine. I mean, they're gonna get produced in the coming months because it takes time, you know, to recycle the oil. But at some point, before the end of the year, I'm going to be scooping up 10 million. Why? Because if the CSR price reaches just 10 cents, I'm a millionaire. And I recommend you also put in as much money as you can into this business, because not only you're doing good for the planet by recycling that plastic waste, but you're also doing yourself good, and you're doing the whole business that is going to be basically our bread and butter for the coming years. Because the bigger your network is going to be, the more PNPs are going to get sold, the higher the rate at which Corsair is going to be able to develop the factories and therefore to buy back the CSR and push the prices up. So it's so virtuous and so simple and beneficial for everyone. It's win, win, win. Win for the planet, win for the company, win for you. How can you get any better than that? Anyways, that was my presentation. Please, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. All right, so if there are no questions, oh yeah, please go ahead. I see you activated your mic.
Yes, so thank you, Isam, for this invitation, which was a pretty late notice on my side. Sorry for that. How actually do you manage to buy a credit? How that works?
Good question. Good question. So you actually do not buy credits. What you buy are PNPs. I'm going to share my screen again and show you. So you do not buy, I mean, you could go in the markets and buy credit, but I don't recommend you do that because it defeats the purpose. The purpose is not to speculate. The purpose is to actually finance the, I hope you can see, the purpose is to finance actually oh great, my money arrived, amazing. The purpose is to finance actually, because yeah, in the past few days it was hard. Yeah, administrator has charged my wallet. Great. The purpose is to finance actually the depollution of plastic. Great. So what you do is that, as I showed you, you send money to Amplivo. So you can send money in 2 ways. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a crypto person. I don't really care about that. So the only way that I've sent money is by sending euros. No, it's not this one. It's here. So you come here, my wallets, and you deposit like this here. And as you deposit, you have 2 ways to deposit. The first one is in euros, which is what I've been doing so far. And the second one is in USDT, which is a cryptocurrency, which is pegged to US dollars. So when you deposit it in USDT, it's not a speculative currency. It's not like Bitcoin and those kinds of currencies. It's really pegged to US dollars, but I've never done it. I don't own, oh no, it's not true. Now I do own some USDTs because I've withdrawn the money in USDTs from my Amplivo account. I wanted to test that out. So I've withdrawn about 150 USDT. So anyways, just to keep it on subject. So you can come here and either deposit in euros or in USDT. I'm just going to show you in euros because I have not deposited yet in USDT. So you come here and say, all right, I understand that it's going to take some time, and you have two choices. I have never done it with this. I've only done it with Cassicorn. So Cassicorn requires a minimum amount of $500 euros, and Mountain Wolf 100 euros. But Mountain Wolf is also a crypto thing, which I have not put my hands in. So you come and say, for example, I want to deposit $5,000, just like I've done, or 50,000, no, just let's say 5. And here you have to be very vigilant to say that either yes, you are the account holder, or it's a joint account, then you put the names of the two people. Do not make any mistake on the names, because if it does not really match, it's gonna take some time, it's gonna go back, it's a mess. You know, when that happens, I recommend you really pay attention to that. If it's a business account, that's fine too. Just put the business name and make sure that you really write it exactly as it is. If it's someone else's account, you can do it. But we have a workaround for this, because if you cannot send, say, even 500 euros, you just want 100 euros or 200 euros, you just reach out to me and I'll do it for you. It's very simple. I just send you a gift code, you wire it to me on my regular bank account, and I send you a gift code and you're good to go. It's very fast, it works very well. So say, yes, I'm the account holder. So you want to say 500 euros, then you just wire it to Amplivo in Thailand using these bank account numbers, the big SWIFT and the bank account number, and a few days after it should arrive. But these days it's taken a long time. For me, for example, it's taken now, when was that? It was on Sunday night, so let's say Monday, because working day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It took 4 working days for it to arrive. So it's really not the fastest way to get money in there these days, because they're getting lots and lots and lots of business. So see here, I have these 8,000 euros here. Why do I have so much money here? Because with this, I can basically buy a gift card for you. I mean, I can buy a PNP, sorry, for you, and get a gift card in exchange. So say, for example, you want a 100 euro PNP. I just come here, I add it to my cart, and then I come to my cart here, I show the cart, and I purchase it as gift code. If you can see here, purchase as gift code. This will give me 6,692 CSRs. So 6,692 CSRs are actually what I would get in if there were no bonus. But since there is a bonus of 275% today, I'm gonna get this times 3.75. So that would be 6,692 times how much did I say? 3.75. So that's 80,845. So it's better. It's better than just 7,000. It's really good. So say this is for 100 PNP, a PNP 100. Now, actually, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it for myself. I want it. So I'm gonna come here and buy 1,000 euros worth of PNP, which is gonna remove actually from the environment 6,692 kilos of plastic waste. That's 7 tons that I'm helping to finance. It's gonna help pay for people to go in water streams, in the sea, in the countryside, in the savannah, to go and collect that money, that plastic, that money, because really it's money, that value. When it's a waste, it's worth nothing. Actually, it's damaging the environment. But then the moment that there is money behind it, it becomes valuable, because people are gonna go and collect it. Then it's gonna get put in those pyrolysis machines, and then it's gonna get recycled and then sold to companies like Shell. So it becomes very valuable. This is like the most virtuous business I've heard about so far. So 7 tons right now. I'm about to depollute the planet of 7 tons. So let's go for it. I'll add it to my cart. And now that I have it here, I'm gonna remove actually the 100, because I prefer to take 1,000. So there we go. Here, I suppress this one, yeah. And as you can see here, 76,920 TCSRs, which is what normally I should be getting, but I'm getting actually 3.75%, 3.75 times this. So I'm actually getting 28,000, how much is that again? Well, it's the same calculation, 76923 times 3.75. which is 288,461 CSRs, roughly 300,000 CSRs. So that takes me towards my 10 million CSRs. So let's go for it. I purchase it as a gift code. Okay, I click to confirm and cancel to reject. Okay, great. So I pay with my Amplivo online cash, which is something that I charge, right? I mean, that I topped up, right? I sent it using this. If you remember, I sent it here. This is how I got that money. I sent it here. So I come here, I purchase it as a gift code, successful purchase. And then when I'm gonna come here to my shop, I'm gonna see here my purchases. Actually, it's here already. My purchases. Sorry, my gift codes. It's in my gift codes first, sorry. And then see this gift code here, pending. That means that I could actually send it to you, Loïc, or to you, Magali. If you don't have a way to send 1,000 euros right now to Amplivo because it's gonna take time or whatever, I send you this. This is worth 1,000 euros, and you send it to me on my regular SEPA bank account. Do you get the idea?
Yes, that's what I will do.
Yeah, that's very simple. It works. Okay. So
Yeah,
this one actually, I'm gonna use for myself. So how am I gonna use it for myself? I take the gift code here. So when I send it to you by text or whatever, you just copy this, this gift code here. You come here to redeem Amplivo gift code and you input it here. See this URL here, coupon redeem, amplivo.com/coupon redeem. You come here, you paste it, the coupon that you copied, you redeem. Redemption of PNP 1000 amount of 1,000 euros is being completed by username Hey Sam, that's me. But then if it had been Magali, that would have been Magali, or Loïc, that would have been Loïc. So okay. And bam, that's done. Purchase. Coupon redeemed successfully. Now it's here in my purchases, as you can see here. If I tap on more info, you can see PNP 1000. That's mine. So I'm gonna get all these CSRs times 3.75 because of the promotion today. So of course, the sooner you purchase those PNPs, the more valuable it is, because every day you're gonna be losing 5% as far as the bonus is concerned. But of course, that's still interesting even if you get just a 200% bonus. Most of my CSRs, actually not most, now I got many more. But at the beginning, all my CSRs had only 200% of bonus. And now I got many at 300%. And now today, a little more at 1,000. So yeah, this is the way it works.
Amazing.
I hope it makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, my great pleasure. You know, this for me is a business of the future. It's a business that's coming from the future and that's available to us right now. Of course, if you have money, it makes it faster. But if you don't have money or not a lot of money to contribute right now, you still have your voice. You can contribute actually to changing the world, but just by using your voice to tell people. And you don't have to buy as much, 1,000 euros or 100 euros or even 10 euros. That's enough. That's enough. Actually, you can be totally going plastic neutral for less than, let me show you again. Actually, I'm going to show you another website which I have started developing, which is not totally functional yet, but it soon will be. It's called depollute.now. And on this website, you will be able to purchase soon your PNPs. Right now, it's more of a way, actually. Loïc, you could be creating your website from here. Actually, I recommend you do it. This is what we've done already with, where do I send you a message here? Let's see. I try to send you a message. Chat here. There we go. I just sent you the link. So you can create your account from here. This is the one thing that I've been working on a lot this past few weeks, and soon it's going to be a website in which you will have your own page. Each one of us will have their own page that will look the way you want it to look. It will be a page that's at your image, in which you will be able to put the informations that resonate with you, with a video where we explain maybe why you get involved in this project and what it represents for you. And there are going to be many resources, so that when you send your link, the link is going to be under this form. It's going to be deeppollute.now with, say, Christina, like this, or with Loic. It's going to be actually a link like this that you will get to share actually with the world. And right now, of course, it's not valid. I mean, we're still working on the website. We're still working the kinks of it and stuff. But right now, you can already get started and create your account. And every time you create an account, it's going to be with my my sponsor name for now. But it's going to create your Amplivo account directly. You don't even need to go to Amplivo. So this is what we've been working on lately, and it's gonna go much further. So yeah, that's the next thing you could be doing. It's just creating your account, passing through Deeppollute Now, and then after you're gonna have your Amplivo account, you're gonna have your Deeppollute Now account. It's gonna be a community website where you're gonna be able to share information, discuss. All the people that are affiliated to you are gonna be in your team. You're gonna be able to reach out very fast to everyone, sending a quick message. Yeah, it's going to be a headquarters, let's say, for our big depollution movement, because we need actually to depollute now. We need to do it now. And it can be very fun if we have the right tools to do it, which currently we don't really have, because the website is kind of a bit austere. But it's good, it's very robust, very secured, and this is what we need for that. But then just to communicate and to have our marketing, let's say, it can be much more fun with this website. So yeah, just to show you, when you depollute just 10 euros, it's the equivalent of 1.7 people's as annual plastic footprint at the price of 1.2, I think. These prices are old. It was pegged at 1.2 euro cents per CSR, which amounts to 83 kilograms of plastic waste removal for 10 euros. So these were the prices that were about 2 weeks ago. And of course, every week it changes. So you see now here, it's only 77 kilos. So yeah, it's less. But roughly, let's say it's a little more than one person's plastic neutrality per year. So for only 10 euros. See, you don't need like to have thousands of euros. The reason why I'm actually putting down so much money is because I want to get as many CSRs as many as I can. And I want as many as possible because I know how valuable it's going to be in the future. So yeah. Anyways, it's going to become very simple to select that and to, yeah, this is just the beginning.
Beautiful website.
Just the beginning. Thank you, Magali. Do you have any other question or remark or anything that you would want me to show you before we wrap up?
I'm fine on my side, thank you.
All right, Loic. Well, I hope it was interesting to you and that it resonated as being something that...
Need to probably dig in more into it, but that's...
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I can send you much more resources on the newsletter. If you look on Substack, we have a newsletter that has two editions so far. And yeah, you can just go there and you will see that there is already a lot of information that's being shared there. There is a Telegram group in which also there is lots of information that are being shared. And honestly, the best way for you to learn about the project is to actually delve into it and just like start purchasing PNPs and start learning about. I don't know if you can see my screen in here. Yeah, start learning about the PNPs and reading the newsletter and watching the replays of these calls. And there are many resources. Like the moment that you decide that you want to go with this, there are more resources I can share with you. I mean, if it's just purchasing a PNP, yeah, do your due diligence and see if you want to put in money, some money in this. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You could decide that, all right, I have money to put, but I want to understand precisely the project and share it with the world. I want to share it with my relatives. I want to share it with my friends. Of course, I'm not going to screw them over. So I need to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm inspired by it and I'm actually convinced that it's something great. Oh yeah, I invite you to watch this video here. This video of the CEO of the, you'll find it on the newsletter. The CEO of the company here, Juicy Salaranta, very, very inspiring man. I had the great chance of being part of a community call with him. And he really inspired us. He has an incredible vision for the future of Corsair. And I think this future is our future. It's a future of abundance. It's a future of a clean planet where we are free to be. And just from being ourselves, we do not need to worry about anything else, because just by being human, by sharing our truth, we all get to benefit and live in abundance, free and happy and healthy. So yeah, it's yeah, I invite you to go and watch this video if you wanna know more about it. It's in English actually. So yeah, this post is in French, but the video is in English. So yeah, I'll put you the link here in the chat, but I really invite you to go and check that in the Substack newsletter. All right, so we're gonna finish as usual these weekly calls by an abundance energy activation, because that's our nature. Our nature is abundance. Our nature is love. Our nature is life. The reason why we are living in fear is because we are separate from our nature. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to just reconnect us a little to our nature. You're gonna see it's fun. Hopefully you're gonna be sensitive to that. So I invite you to just breathe in deeply from your nose. Take a deep breath in and then slowly from your mouth. Take your time to breathe out all the way. And then again, breathe in from your nose. Let your belly go out and out from your mouth. Great. Come down into your heart. Place your attention at your heart level. And just let yourself get carried further and deeper inside yourself to feel the boundless, infinite, absolutely abundant truth of who you are. You are an infinite being having a finite experience. You have a limited body, thank God. You have limiting beliefs, limited informations, but that's not who you are. You have trapped emotions, but that's not who you are. You are life. Let yourself get reconnected to this infinite source of bountiful energy. This abundant, infinite, joyful energy of life. This is who you are. You are a living miracle. You are a blessing for this world. As long as you authorize yourself to rekindle, to reconnect with who you are, life. And when we are alive, we feel alive. So authorize yourself to feel fully this infinite, incredibly powerful energy that flows through you. And when we feel alive, we feel desire. We are full of desire, and that desire is your power. Empower yourself to aim for what you truly desire, for what you truly want in this experience of life. Allow yourself to dream higher than what you think or believe is possible today. Allow your mind to fill up with what truly animates your heart. Allow that energy to become one with you. Allow what you want to merge with who you are. Let your vibration rise up to the level of what you truly desire. Do not fear anything else than to be separate from your own nature, which is life. And when we are alive, you feel alive. So let yourself feel what it would be like if you were fully alive. Don't shy away from your desires. Don't be afraid of not being able to do what it takes. Have faith. Have courage. Take action and watch how the world is unfolding in front of your eyes, becoming more and more abundant each day that passes by. How are you guys doing?
Some Duke on the vibe.
Doing good, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My great pleasure, friends. My great pleasure. Let us be as alive as possible and have faith. Faith is not the absence of doubts. Faith is victory over doubts. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action regardless of fear. So have faith. Have courage. Take action and win over your fears and your doubts, because you will know from your own experience that the best is yet to come, because the best is you when you have faith in life within you. So let's make it happen. All right?
All right.
All right. Be happy. And don't forget, the best is yet to come, because the best is us together.